Hi, I'm Sean with Sean's Outdoor Adventures. In this video, I'm going to address how to align your peep sight for a Dragon X8 and Dragon X9 compound bow. So some questions that people ask are, how do you get the alignment right for the peep sight? As you can see right now, it's pointed toward the camera as opposed to back toward where the archer would be. And I'm going to show you what I do. First, you want to set the height of the peep sight. And I've already set the height, so I'm going to give you an example. I have an arrow nocked. I have a target right in front of me. You never want to nock an arrow or draw a bow back unless you have a target there, and you don't draw a bow back without an arrow on there because you risk dry firing the bow. So what I like to do is I come to full draw, anchor my hand in here, the tip of my nose on the string, and the peep sight is nicely aligned with my sights right now, right where. So that's the right height. I'm going to ease down. Now, you might have been able to tell, and I'm not sure, that it was in pretty good alignment when I was at full draw. And what I did is I pushed the D loop around on the string so it was pointed in the same direction as the peep sight. So when I hooked my release on, it rotated the sight into alignment for me. So if you have about, if yours is pointed off to the side, you can try that technique for getting peep sight alignment. If that doesn't solve your problem for you, the next step would be to put the bow in a bow press. It's recommended to use a bow press. It would be easy. The easiest way to do it would be to use a bow press. And then you would remove a half twist from the string, which will rotate it. Now another thing is, if you remove a half twist and you put it back on and it looks like it's facing the right way, you still need to shoot it one time for everything to settle in, and then verify, did it stay in the right location or did it come off again? You might need to do a little fine tuning. There's also what's called training your peep sight. So if it's close, like this is pretty close, but let's say it's just a little bit off each time. It may be a scenario where you have to train the peep sight. Before every shot, you give it a little bump like this, a little twist. And that's for any compound bow, not just the Dragon X8 and Dragon X9. Any compound bow, and I've been shooting for most of my life. There's been many bows where I've had to do this every time before taking a shot just to get that little bit of alignment. Now let's say it's a case where it's all the way facing the opposite direction you need. You could put a full twist in and see if that brings it around to where you need it. And again, you're going to fine tune it. They also make aftermarket little things you can put in the string for aligning the peep sight. And so it's just a little tiny spacer that goes into the string. You'll need a bow press to do it, but then that little spacer causes the alignment to change just a little bit. Again, that's an aftermarket thing that you could look into purchasing. And what do you do if the peep sight comes out of the string? So this peep sight has serving tied around it so that it can't come out of the string, but maybe somebody has a peep sight that's not tied in that way and it doesn't have something holding it in place. They shoot and it flies out. So what you do in that situation, again, you'd use a bow press, put the bow in the bow press, and then you split the string. There's usually anywhere from 20 or 22 or 24 strands in a string, so you could count the strands if you wanted to be real precise, but you split the strands in half and you put half on one side of the peep sight, half on the other while the bow's in a bow press. The most inexpensive way to get a bow press to use is something, what I used to use a long time ago is the Bowmaster bow press, which is this right here. I'll set it on the bow so you can see. This is what a lot of beginners probably start off with because it's an inexpensive way to use a bow press. So the ends attach on the limbs and go through here, and then the way to press the bow is to tighten up the Bowmaster this way, and this will actually pull the limbs and press the bow. And then once the limbs are pulled together a little bit, you can take the string off the one end and add or remove a twist like I was talking about, and that would be probably one of the easier ways to do it, or inexpensive ways. You could also take it to a pro shop and ask them to do it for you. Again, that's an easy way to do it. There is another way that you could do this, and that would be to loosen the limb bolts far enough out to where the string can come off. This bow has the ability to do that, but you cannot do that on any bow. So the Stanley Dragon X8 and Dragon X8 X9 compound bows have such a long draw weight range that the limb bolt is long enough. You could loosen it far enough out to where the draw weight is almost let's just say 1 pound, and the string can come off. And you cannot do that just on any bow though, because I've had people write to me and ask that type of question. Do not try to back that limb bolt out if it's not this type of bow with a very long draw weight range. If, let's say you have a bow that's 60 to 70 pound limbs, don't try it because it's not designed to be able to do that. But if you have this bow, you can loosen the limb bolts out far enough and take the string off, put a half twist in, put the string back on, and then tighten the limb bolts back up. If you're in that situation where you're going to do that, I generally recommend just doing 2 full turns per side at a time. So you want to loosen that those limb bolts equally as the process. You don't want to do one all the way and then the other all the way, and that just helps you keep everything kind of balanced in the whole system. So that would be another way to do it. Until next time, take care and God bless.